many people in America today, life is gray. 2.2 million Americans are in jail or prison, and 80% of those have an alcohol or drug problem. 25 million Americans are alcoholics or drug addicts, yet only 1.3 will ever get into treatment this year. And of the 1.3 million who get into treatment, 70% of them is their third time through, cycling in and out of treatment, in and out of prison. It doesn't have to be that way. There is a brighter side and a better hope. My name is Paul Malloy, and I'm an alcoholic. It's been 37 years since my last drink. And the reason for that is that a lot of other folks in recovery from alcoholism and drug addiction have given me a helping hand when I needed it. In addition to that, 12-step programs and a very special program for me called Oxford House made all the difference. Oxford House is a program where recovering alcoholics and drug addicts live together as a fraternity or a society of individuals caring for each other, or as a family. And each Oxford House is autonomous and provides the kind of support that's necessary to develop new behavior. That new behavior for an alcoholic or a drug addict is to associate success with not drinking and not using drugs. In other words, becoming comfortable with sobriety.
But I came in after having used cocaine, marijuana, mescaline, Poway, all the kind of purple haze, window pane, all kind of drugs. I used all kind of drugs before I got there, but what I found out was that we all were the same.
My name is Anna, and I'm a grateful recovering addict who truly feels that Oxford House saved my life. I'm one of those people who always thought I could do this thing, and I didn't really listen when treatment providers told me that if I went back out, it was going to get worse. So relapse is a part of my story, but it doesn't have to be a part of yours. That's something I always like to share because my bottom was in Washington, D.C., walking the streets, homeless, and I thought there was no hope for me.
My name is Curtis Taylor, and I am a person in long-term recovery. And what that means for me is that I have not found it necessary to have a drink or a drug in more than 9 years by God's grace and mercy. Part of my story is that I was the dictionary definition of a crackhead. I was hopelessly and helplessly addicted to crack cocaine, marijuana, and alcohol. I was in and out of jail for the majority of my teenage years. I can't even count how many times I've been arrested. As a matter of fact, getting arrested and going to jail for me became not necessarily a punishment anymore. It was actually a time of relief.
I'm Shani. I am an alcoholic. My sobriety date is April 17th, 2009. I started using drugs and alcohol when I was about 14 years old, and it was my solution for a long time. I never felt like I fit in, nothing worked. That was my answer. It made everything better. About 3 years ago, I hit my bottom. I had basically left my child. I got pregnant, I thought that would solve everything. And whenever that wasn't enough for me to quit using, I kept using after that. I stayed, with my daughter for the first year and a half of her life. And eventually it was just too much to take care of her and to be a mother. And so I left her with a father that barely knew how to take care of her so that I could go get loaded, basically.
My name's Tony Brown, and I'm in long-term recovery. Just so as you know, I qualify to be here. I'm a chronic alcoholic with some drug issues, and I personally lost everything through my drug and alcohol. I lost 2 wives and 2 children and 3 houses and several businesses. And towards the end, without going into too much detail, I ended up living on the streets, begging for enough money to get my next drink.
I met this guy that I'd known for some time. I met him in the program, He said to me that, James, you know what you need? You need to go to an Oxford House. And I said to him, I don't want to go to an Oxford House. I'm not going. And he talked to me, he said, it would be the best place for you to go. And I said, okay, I'll try that.
Alcoholism and drug addiction are egalitarian diseases. They affect everyone, whether educated, uneducated, rich or poor, black or white. Within every house, there's likely to be lawyers, doctors, Indian chiefs, and folks who dropped out of school in the 3rd grade. 20% of the individuals in Oxford House at any given time are veterans. But within every house, there's a family environment where everyone helps everyone else become comfortable enough in sobriety to avoid relapse forever.
Hi, my name is Joe Chavez. I'm with Oxford House Hawaii. I didn't know what to expect. I was a little scared. One of the guys that used to live at the treatment center told me I should come check it out. And reluctantly I went, and I was only going to be involved there for 30 days, I thought. Little did I know I was going to spend the next 8 years of my life in Oxford House.
How has Oxford House been able to expand all over the country, from Maine to Hawaii, Washington to Florida? Well, in part, they've been able to expand because it's a good basic system of operation. Each house is democratically self-run and financially self-supporting. The umbrella organization of Oxford House provides a charter for any group of 6 or more individuals living in a house to call themselves an Oxford House and use all the Oxford House time-tested experience. That charter has 3 simple conditions. 1, the house has to be democratically self-run, using the system of operations in the Oxford House manual. 2, the group has to be financially self-supporting. And 3, the group has to immediately expel anybody who returns to using drugs or alcohol. Those 3 simple concepts are the backbone and the blueprint for what makes Oxford House work. Oxford Houses are self-run. They're self-run using an all-American concept of democracy. Everyone has an equal vote within a house. And above all, each house has a weekly house meeting.
My name is Brian, I'm an addict.
Hey, Brian.
I don't believe we have a problem in this house per se, but it's always room for good for fine tuning. Try to keep the noise levels down, and like say everybody can act normal between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. You know, and that way have common courtesy for people trying to sleep. The reason it was brought about is because like I get up early, Ricky gets up early, and on Sunday we want to do our chores real quick, and sometimes it requires vacuuming, and it's kind of setting a reasonable amount of time where we can vacuum without waking anybody up.
So you want to put a motion on the floor to have the time frame, not using the vacuum and loud noise until 8 a.m. in the morning and then 10 at night, and be more respectful towards the other house members that happen to be sleeping during that time.
Yes, that's
the
correct.
motion?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, there's a motion on the floor. Any seconds?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
The surprising thing was it was all self-supporting. The guys supported themselves in the house, not just paying the rent and doing the chores, but also being involved in the community and that unity thing going on. They also had experience of all the problems that come with recovery. And most of these guys have been around longer than me, and they could help me out with things like jobs.
If you're out there and you're thinking, you know, you don't know if you should give something like this a shot, what have you got to lose? You know, I had to honestly take a look at the results of my life and the results that I had been getting, and they weren't too good, you know? So I had to do something different, and I wouldn't trade the results that I've gotten for anything in the world. My life is amazing today, you know? I still have problems, you know, but I have like normal people problems today, you know? I don't have enough money in the bank, but who does, really? I just recently did get my daughter back. She lives with me full time now, and I can't get her to sleep in her own bed at night, you know? I feel like those are normal people problems, you know? Those really aren't nowhere near like the problems that I used to have.
For me, sobriety is worth it, and what sobriety has taught me that if I fall down on my back, if I look up, then I can get up. We have places out here like Oxford House, which is democratically run. gives people an opportunity to do something different with their life while having support.
Oxford House is your family. People of different colors, different age groups, different backgrounds, different levels of education. It doesn't matter if you're black or white, red, green, or purple, poor or rich. Oxford House is a place where you can feel safe and find a comfort zone, a comfort level in sobriety and in recovery to where you will never, ever have to relapse again.
The good part about the Oxford House, and I go around the country saying to people that if you stay in Oxford House for the 15 months, 80% of those people never go back to using it. And I'm telling you something, that is really, really a great statement to make because it happens to be a true statement.
If you're thinking about moving into Oxford House, if you're thinking that it might be something that you might want to do, it'll probably be the greatest experience of your life.
Within an Oxford House, individuals soon learn that sobriety is habit forming. Day by day, week by week, month by month, new confidence is built that sobriety is possible, and quite frankly, it is habit forming. But there's more to recovery than simply not drinking and not using drugs. There's enjoying life and having a good time. All these individuals in Oxford House enjoy life year in and year out, as long as they stay clean and sober, most do. Each alumni in an Oxford House, and there's now more than 200,000, want to share what they have benefited from with others. That sharing has spread all over the world. Australia, Canada, Ghana, England. It will spread even further as more individuals take advantage of Oxford House living.